Said it before. I mean, it's some big business going on Jake Paul's part, for sure, for him to land that kind of fight, to come from not even a boxing background. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right?
But I think that Gervonta, he just ducking Lamont Roach. And I feel like a money grab is a money grab, because before this, he said he was going to retire. And now all of a sudden he fighting Jake Paul.
Tensions flared during a live interview when Bill Haney confronted Gervonta Davis over his fight with Jake Paul. Bill didn't hold back, calling the matchup a money grab and accusing Davis of prioritizing fame over real competition. The exchange quickly turned heated as Haney challenged Tank's legacy, insisting that true champions face elite boxers, not YouTubers. Fans flooded the chat as the two exchanged sharp words, turning what was supposed to be a routine interview into one of the most talked about moments in boxing media.
So this is not really about the competitiveness of the fight. It's cloud chasing 101. It's the two biggest names that will sign the same piece of paper to fight each other for a shit ton of money. Because Tank has knockout power, even though he's way smaller. You already know that Jake Paul's gonna like push this, like, I'm fighting one of the biggest knockout artists in the game. And then Tank Davis, this is probably the biggest check out there for him.
Allegations are swirling that Davis is set to earn a staggering $100 million for his clash with Jake Paul, a sum that would rank among the highest purses in boxing history. While there's no confirmed breakdown of his guaranteed payday, the figure highlights just how financially driven the bout appears, reinforcing the criticism that the fight is more spectacle than serious competition.
Keep going. Keep going. Even if the sport don't love you in the moment, you still would want to at least be competitive, at least, right?
I concur, but I'm also going to be logical, rational, and I have a family. We always talking about this generational wealth that we trying to build for our lineage and all of those things, these key phrases.
Yeah.
Yo, me being competitive and loving a sport, again, that is damaging to your body, damaging to your brain. We've seen brain trauma, head trauma, all those things from people that participated in the sport. I'm going to get this bag when the bag is presented.
But when you at the top of your game,
and by bag he means $100 million if the reports are true.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay, I respect that.
What?
Just to put things in perspective, by bag.
With minimal risk.
Meanwhile, Bill Haney's frustrations with Gervonta Davis extend beyond this individual match. He has continuously accused Davis and his team of avoiding legitimate challenges, particularly a matchup with Devin Haney. Bill believes that his son, with his superior boxing IQ and technical precision, is a stylistic nightmare for Tank. According to Bill, this is precisely why the fight hasn't materialized. Bill Haney has openly questioned Davis's choice of opponents, particularly highlighting the potential rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., and has accused Davis of avoiding top-tier competition. He asserts that Davis prefers opponents who pose less strategic risk, choosing pathways that maintain his undefeated record while maximizing profit.
He is. Mike's a tough dude. I mean, you have to watch what you say to Mike, for sure. He's in for a fight, though.
Well, Mike Tyson is 58 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul's 28 years old.
Right.
There's a 30-year age difference. And Jake Paul's not a weak guy.
No.
You know, I remember George Foreman. He even talked about one of Jake's punches. He said, yeah, I would have gone to sleep with an overhand right like that.
Jake is a heck of an athlete. He's a heck of an entertainer. I've always said that, he might even be the face of the sport of boxing with the moves that he's making, because it's all about making, taking the boxing further and bringing new fans and new eyeballs and those kind of things. So the moves that Jake is making right now to get Mike Tyson in the ring, even at 58, is impressive.
Leonard Ellerby, longtime advisor to Gervonta Davis, shared personal insight into the boxer's state of mind. According to Ellerby, Tank was not mentally prepared to face Lamont Roach at one point due to the intense personal issues he was dealing with. He explained that Davis had gone through difficult emotional phases that left him drained, making it unwise to take another fight during that period. Instead of forcing himself into the ring, Tank chose to prioritize recovery and focus on regaining balance. Ellerby emphasized that people often see Davis as an unstoppable machine, but forget that he's human, someone who has faced family problems, criticism, and the pressure of fame.
When Leonard Ellerby said, to tell you the truth, Gervonta Davis couldn't get up for Lamont Roach. And what does that mean? It means that he could not get inspired. that he was not motivated to fight Lamont Roach, that his mind was not in a place where it was like, yeah, okay, let's get it. And he was going to war with Lamont Roach. He was going through the motions with Lamont Roach during the training camp and could never really get himself motivated to really give the best of himself against Lamont Roach. And that probably affected him during training and during the fight. And that is something that can happen, especially if you really look back on what happened with the Lamont Roach fight and all of the ups and downs about that fight being made. Because first, if you recall, he wasn't supposed to be fighting Lamont Roach. The person he was supposed to be fighting was Vasily Lomachenko. You know, the guy that everybody says that he doesn't want to fight, that he didn't want to fight. Gervonta Davis was up and prepared to fight Vasily Lomachenko. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that if he tries to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, that fight doesn't go through. Then he tries to make a fight with Lamont Roach. He can't get the fight done for Houston with Lamont Roach because there was all kind of venue problems and drama going on around Gervonta getting a venue in Houston. So they wind up eventually moving the fight to New York City and pushing it back even further. So not only is it a fight where he didn't just jump out of from his last fight that he had and jump into a fight with Lamont Roach, he got held up. And then also during that period of time, he had to spend some time in jail for a parole violation after the, well, I believe that might have been after the Lamont Roach fight.
In addition to technical and managerial criticisms, Bill Haney addressed Gervonta Davis's public persona, especially his conduct on social media. He urged Davis to step away from impulsive tweets and act with greater professionalism if he genuinely intends to engage in serious negotiations for a bout against Devin Haney. Bill highlighted that boxing at this level involves careful branding and business acumen, noting that Devin brings commercial value to every fight he takes. Davis himself has admitted that his original dream wasn't about championship belts or global fame. What drove him to boxing was the need to escape his circumstances. He grew up surrounded by hardship, and his focus was to earn enough to build a better life for himself and those he loved. Over time, success changed his path, but the mindset never left. Tank confessed that even after reaching financial comfort, he still feels driven by the desire to stay ahead of the life he once struggled through. That's what makes him dangerous. His motivation comes from survival, not luxury.
And why he's fighting YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, opposed to fighting against the likes of his peers who are well accomplished and superstars in their own right for legacy fights like Shakur Stevenson, like Teofimo Lopez, like Devin Haney. Why he's not interested in those fights. And he gets real, right? He gets real, and only thing we could do is salute it, right? Because he's saying, I never told y'all I wanted to be a world champion. I never told y'all I wanted to be undisputed. I got into this for myself and my circumstances to escape from my circumstances. And that's real. We can't blame him for that. We hold him in high regard because the statements he's made and misled people when he said he got a hit list that he wants to check off before he retires, and that hit list includes Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, who turned down the fight because of a severe back injury. And then he told the world, he told Champside, it would be great for him to become undisputed. So I think that he had a change of heart at some point in time along the way, right?
Bill Haney has been a longtime critic of Tank Davis. He openly criticized Gervonta Davis for allegedly dismissing his veteran coach, Calvin Ford, suggesting this move contributed to a drop in Davis's ring performance. Haney emphasized that Ford's guidance had been a crucial part of Davis's development and questioned why someone would sever ties with a figure so instrumental to their rise. Several commentators described the fight as more of an entertainment spectacle cloaked in the guise of a serious sporting event. Paul's massive social media following and crossover celebrity status bring a broader audience than traditional boxing ever might, while Davis carries the credibility of true boxing excellence.
Won't cover the fact of the Lions podcast will not cover the fact that that Calvin and Kenny, they got fired. Now, if Devin fired me, it would be, huh? Well, they got fired.
I didn't know that was real. I thought that was some cat.
They're trying to be quiet. Man, they done got fired, man. Them people done got fired, man. They hoping they get hired. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they're working on getting back.
Man, Calvin came in on there with them. He had them GTD fur shorts, with them GTD leggings, with that GTD Kango cap, with that GTD glasses, GTD shirt. Man, guess what? The man gave him a hug, man, and left him in the hallway. And everybody want to act like that they not really. See, they keep that magnifying glass on us, and yeah.
The contrast between Davis's championship pedigree and Paul's influencer-turned-fighter profile has created an atmosphere that transcends boxing itself. Some experts contend the real win for both men lies in transforming their careers into global brands, highlighting how boxing increasingly blends sport and showmanship.
Can his speed and, his ability make up for that size difference, in your honest opinion?
Well, he has to be very smart throughout the course of the fight. It's hard to know in some things. I think Gervonta's just gonna stick and move. He'll be fast, play it smart, I don't see him staying still for too long so Jake can land some shots. He'll just try to touch him. Who knows, man? It's an exhibition. It's a money grab. Jake's fighting one of the best boxers ever.
Coach Reg weighed in on the controversy surrounding Gervonta Davis, arguing that at this stage of his career, every decision naturally draws both acclaim and criticism. He reminded critics that Davis has already earned his stripes, taking on top competition and securing titles across multiple divisions, and suggested that chasing significant paydays after years of dedication isn't a betrayal of the sport but a rational move for a fighter whose window is limited. Reg emphasized that boxers risk their health, sacrifice time, and endure grueling training, so it's understandable for someone like Davis to prioritize his future financially. In his view, these aren't choices born of greed, but from experience and pragmatism. Achieving legacy and personal security shouldn't be mutually exclusive.
Especially Tank been talking about retiring, so why not get the bag and then go about your business if that's your plan? If that's your plan to retire, then go get the bag and go about your business. You ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm not against it.
You got some people that are very critical, Tank. Does it make sense depending on what you're in boxing for? Because you got some people that want to fight the best. You got some people that want the accolades, the belts, the undisputeds. And you got some people that just came in this game like, look, I'm trying to get my family out of poverty and give us generational wealth. Does it all depend on what you decided to box for?
Well, Tank accomplished a lot at a young age. He accomplished a lot at a young age. So I wouldn't be mad if he took the bag and went about his business and never fought again. Plus, look at some of the things that he's going through. So, a lot of that can affect you as well. Like when you're trying to be in this game. So I think, get the bag and go. That's your plan. Get the bag and go.
For me, of course, I wanted to see him fight Shakur. I wanted to see him fight Devin.
Yeah, we all wanted to see him fight.
Guess what, bro?
However, many commentators have noted how Gervonta Davis has repeatedly faced opponents who hold physical advantages and still emerge victorious through grit, strategy, and execution. For instance, against Ryan Garcia, who brought height, reach, and speed to the fight, Davis remained calm, picked his spots, and found his rhythm before delivering a decisive body shot in round 7 that ended the contest.
Emotionally, see if he's rattled. See, when it's all said and done, the whole talking shit goes out the window. Jake's scared. And let me tell you this, too. I looked at them, I'm sizing them up. I'm looking at Tank and Jake, and I'm looking at them. Tank can reach him, too. He reached Ryan Garcia. He reached Mario Barrios. I was like, he ain't going to be able to reach him. He's going to reach him. I saw Tank's going to reach him. He knows he's going to reach him. Listen, I want to say this, too. Funny as hell. Before I say all this, Alicia Bumgardner, shout out to you, girl.
Calvin Ford, who has trained Davis since his youth, expressed complete faith in his fighter. He explained that Jake's size advantage means little compared to Tank's lifelong experience in the ring. Ford emphasized that Davis has fought since childhood, learning every aspect of movement, defense, and mental control. He sees this bout as Jake's first real test against an elite opponent who can adjust at every level. Ford's belief comes from years of watching Gervonta develop from a young amateur into a world champion known for discipline and explosiveness. He said Tank's mindset is unshakable and that no physical difference can intimidate him.
On track and keeping it moving.
When you heard about the fight, were you like, wait, what? Like, we're doing what?
Actually, when I heard about the fight, they called me and said, what you thought about the fight? I said, the fight doable. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Tanky for years, and I watched other young men in gyms, you know, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fights. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, you know, he's a great fighter guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting, you know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. Why, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s.
In the context of his looming clash with Jake Paul, who lacks extensive high-level boxing experience, show business observers predict Davis will again use timing to close gaps, set subtle traps, draw out offensive shots, then explode back with counterpower. They suggest Paul's physicality won't be enough when faced with someone who understands spatial manipulation and rhythm at a high level.
I don't really know her like that, but she looks like she ain't rattled by Alicia, so that's a perfect dance partner for that. Try to drag Alicia Baumgartner into late water, see what's going on with that. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner. But let's get back to Tank. First of all, Tank knows what he's doing. Tank Davis, he said, you know, what he was just making all these implications that it's going to be scripted. When he said, you're paying me, and then he was like, yo, you're going to have to give me extra, and then he said that this is scripted.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You paying me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
40. What 40 at?
Search former world champion Sean Porter described Tank as a dog inside the ring, a fighter with rare determination and hunger. He admired how Davis refuses to back down, no matter who stands in front of him. That mental toughness, combined with raw talent, makes Tank one of the most dangerous fighters of this generation. Porter highlighted that Tank's blend of discipline, aggression, and intelligence sets him apart from many boxers who rely only on power. To him, Davis represents the spirit of a real fighter, one who thrives when challenged and fights with both passion and purpose.
And, and the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of that what he just said, you can put them earmuffs up and go at it. Mm-hmm. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it, you know, so.
Right. At the same time, the prospect of Gervonta Davis retiring after this fight has sparked widespread chatter among insiders and analysts alike. Reports suggest his mindset has shifted. After years of chasing titles, he now sees financial security as the ultimate win. His camp says that the potentially massive payday for this bout allows him the freedom to walk away on his terms. Rather than mere weariness, commentators interpret this as a strategic and mature decision, recognizing the short window athletes have at the top.
Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing, for sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates?
What do you think? Is Gervonta Davis chasing money over legacy with this Jake Paul fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.